Stadium before an ecstatic crowd at this moment of Cleveland Browns fans. The Browns unexpectedly leading at halftime 6-3. No scoring in the very first period, but then Miami on a 42-yard field goal by Gary Yepremian took a 3-0 lead. Cleveland responded with a 30-yard field goal by Cockcroft to tie it up. And then as the half ended, Cockcroft connected with a 44-yarder. Cleveland leading 6-3 in a briskly paced football game with football, we think, par excellence. It's been an exciting game. Now, as we look back upon yesterday's games in the National Football League, and please remember, we can't show you every game. We wish we could show you Atlanta's resurgence with Bobby Lee connecting on 11 out of 13 passes in that crushing victory over Chicago. We wish, too, that we could show you the Redskins' methodical, systematic victory over the Giants. Add to that, I wish that we could show you O.J. Simpson, whom you've seen so often before. He gained 166 yards. And the Jets over New England, 9-7. And Oakland over San Diego, 27-17, with Kenny Stabler sparking that resurgence. But Kansas City and Green Bay playing to a grim 10-10 tie. But right now, to our highlights of yesterday in the National Football League with, as you know, a pair of amazing upsets, principally Cincinnati over the powerhouse Steelers and New Orleans over the Detroit Lions. Let's have a look. Riverfront Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio. The Steelers against the Bengals. The Steelers in possession of the ball. This play typifies the defensive nature of the contest. That's Al Beauchamp, 58, linebacker, collaring Terry Bradshaw for a loss. Play continued in this vein all day. The Bengals socking it to the Steelers. This play occurred in the third quarter. The Bengals leading 9-0, and that's Boo Boo Clark, number 35, moving up the middle for a touchdown, a 3-yard plunge. The Bengals 16-0. Now there's only 8 minutes left in the game. And that's Preston Pearson with the Bengals leading by a score of 19-0, making it 19-7, the Bengals. This, of course, is Tulane Stadium, with New Orleans going against the Detroit Lions. This play occurs in the third quarter, a minute 30 left. The Saints surprisingly leading 6-3, but Greg Landry throws a pass to Earl McCullough, the former great hurdler, and so it's 10-6 the Lions. But now early in the fourth quarter, watch Archie Manning hitting Jubilee Dunbar, and that's good for a gain down to the 2-yard line and first down. Not a touchdown, but a first down, despite Dunbar's complaint. The ball is put down, but the Saints are not to be deterred. Little 5'5" Howie Stevens from Louisville, a rookie, pours in for the touchdown. The Saints go ahead 13-10. Oh, what an upset this game was. That's Bill Butler of Kansas State, close to the end of the game, scoring for the Saints, who upset the Lions 20-13. Bush Memorial Stadium, St. Louis, Missouri. The Cardinals against the Eagles. And there you see Johnny Anderson running for a 21-yard touchdown. Johnny's having a big year, the former Green Bay star for the Cardinals. That made the score 10-7 Cardinals. And this is Jim Hart. 5 minutes left in the game. Cardinals 17, Eagles 13. And look at Hart throw that 65-yard touchdown pass to Ahmed Rashad. Bobby Moore, you'll remember him as, 24-13. Now a minute 54 left in the game. Roman Gabriel to the angular Harold Carmichael. Cardinals 24, Eagles 20. It doesn't seem possible, but it happened. The last play of the game. 7 seconds remaining. Roman Gabriel hitting for a touchdown to Don Zimmerman. The Eagles win it incredibly, 27-24 over the St. Louis Cardinals. This Eagles team is beginning to come together. The Houston Astrodome, the Denver Broncos against the Houston Oilers, and the Bronx start early. The fifth play of the game. The veteran quarterback, Charlie Johnson, struggling for his balance, keeping it, and then throwing to number 25, Haven Moses, the former Buffalo Bill. Touchdown. The Bronx lead it 7-0. Now we've got 5 minutes left in the half. And the score is the Oilers 13, the Broncos 10. And you see Kenny Burrow, number 00, swinging right and moving in 19 yards on an end-around touchdown. Oilers 20, Broncos 10, possible upset in the making. But it wasn't really to be. Just 3 plays later, Johnson again, 33 yards, again to Haven Moses. Fine catch, touchdown. That made it 20-17. Now early in the third quarter, and the Bronx are ahead by 4, 24-20. Pastorini intends that for 83. Dave Parks, but it's picked off by 36. Bill Thompson, and watch Thompson go. He returns it 59 yards. Touchdown. The Bronx take a 31-20 compelling lead. This was a very difficult day yesterday. Today even worse for Houston coach Bill Peterson, because in the wake of the Broncos' victory, Bill Peterson was fired today. Now more action. Charlie Johnson, this time hitting Bill Van Heusen, and this play will be for 62 yards and a touchdown. That made it 45-20. Denver won it 48-20. Steve Spurrier, quarterback, 49ers, trotting onto the turf, or the artificial turf at Candlestick Park. Only the 6th play of the game. Tarkenton, Minnesota Vikings. To Gilliam, a familiar scene set now in the National Football League. Touchdown. The Vikes lead the 49ers 7-0. 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And the score is Vikes 14, 49ers 6. Did you see Hilgenberg pressure Spurrier? It didn't matter. The pass complete to Kenny Willard, the veteran back from North Carolina, and it's 14-13. Then at 17-13, the 49ers are striking. Krause picks it off. The game is saved. Vikes 17, 49ers 13. With that kind of feminine pulchritude, it's got to be Los Angeles, just outside the Memorial Coliseum. 81,000 inside, maybe to honor that man, the brilliant, young, unbeaten coach Chuck Knox of the L.A. Rams. Or maybe to honor that man, the quarterback, number 21, Johnny Hadle. Or maybe this man, Harold Jackson, the brilliant wide receiver. This is first quarter action. You're looking at a 63-yard touchdown pass play, but only the beginning. Hadle again, still in the first quarter. 7 plays later, Jackson again, another touchdown. This is the young man who came from Philadelphia in the trade for Roman Gabriel. And maybe the only thing he left behind was the Liberty Bell. Hadle again, second quarter action. Jackson again. Now he got by those defenders, and look at that struggle for balance, and another touchdown. How he got past those defenders is just inexplicable, but he did it. That was for 67 yards. And Hadle again, pumping, faking, and there's Jackson behind the defenders again for a 4th touchdown. An incredible day for that young man, 29, Harold Jackson, seen there resting on the bench. It was an exciting football game, like in the old days, a 37-31 game. This is action in the second quarter. The Rams are leading 14-0. That pass intended for Larry Smith, picked off by Mel Renfro. He dashes in for the score, and suddenly it's a 14-7 football game. Dallas never gave up. Now they're trailing 34-14, but Staubach hits Otto Stowe, number 82. That made it 34-21. Now let's move ahead to the fourth quarter. The score is still 37-21, and Staubach again hits Otto Stowe. Oh, that was a good trade for Dallas, getting Stowe from Miami. But now, this just 2 minutes, 42 seconds remaining. The score is the Rams 37, the Cowboys 31. And that pass is intended for Billy Dupree, but he wasn't around. There he is. It was picked off by Al Clark, number 44. That quells the Cowboys' threat. The Rams, unbeaten after 5 games, win it 37-31 over Dallas. Cleveland Stadium, and that's confetti you see floating down, is thrown by the fans. And the tents you see are the tents used by the majorettes here, those lovely girls so glowingly described by Frank Gifford earlier. That's the place where they execute their changes of uniform. It's Cleveland Stadium on a gala night at halftime, and Miami, the Super Bowl champions, trail the Browns 6-3. And there are the NFL leading rushers. O.J. Simpson, and the only adjective can be incredible, with 813 yards. And Gipper and Don, we've got Buffalo 2 weeks from tonight against Kansas City and Buffalo. It should be a great one. Calvin Hill, who's always up there, and you saw the others from Essex Johnson on down. And this crowd of more than 81,000 people. After 5 games, here's where O.J. stands against the record of the now immortal Jim Brown. 124 attempts, 813 yards against 101 attempts and 787 yards. Oh, boy. O.J. Simpson, number 32.
And we're right here where Jimmy Brown compiled so many of his yards at ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. The Miami Dolphins versus the Cleveland Browns is being brought to you by Goodyear, makers of the custom Steel Guard radial tire, and by Lincoln Mercury. Nobody has more kinds of cars for more kinds of people. See them at the Sign of the Cat. We'll be ready for the second half kickoff between the Dolphins and the Browns, brought to you by ABC Sports.